Good morning, Stitch Roadies. Well, today is going to be a day full of information. Yes, full of information. That's what I'm calling it. It's Informative Stitch Roadie Day. I have piles around, so we shall get to it. The first question I have, though, is I was looking at my book of days, and I know one of you is going to be able to help me. Here's my book of days. Okay. Oh, excuse me. My name is Anna, and this is a channel about cross stitch, supposedly. I can't guarantee anything, really. But anyway, Book of Days, I get it from Acorns and Threads. It has been an interesting way to keep me aware of what is going on in my cross-stitch life. And I give myself stars because I'm needy. And so I just buy those little stars that you used to get in school from your teacher, and the different colors. They come in a pack like at Office Max or someplace. And each color that I use means something. So I designate that a red star is a start, a new start. A blue star is a finish, and a gold star is a fully finished. So I was looking, and I also, at the top of the page right here, I write Christmas and Halloween, and I use a green star there if I have worked on a Christmas project or a Halloween project, because I try to touch one of those holiday projects every month. It doesn't have to be a big thing, but just so I know that I have addressed a project that has to do with Christmas or Halloween. Now, some months, I noticed that some months in the summer, I did not touch a Halloween or a Christmas project. So I find that kind of interesting. Red stars designate a start, blue stars are a finish, and gold stars are a FFO. I've already told you that. So every month it's the same. Well, when I was looking at October, first of all, I cannot believe that Halloween is at the end of this week. I cannot even. I am proud of myself because I have not opened the huge amount of Halloween candy that I have purchased. I have not opened the bags. I know it might be a little bit sneaky of me, but Halloween and seeing all those kids in their adorable outfits and the teenagers, how they dress up, I want to cultivate their arrival at my house. And I know last year I got kind of freaked out because they didn't come as early as I thought they would, and I started to get depressed that we weren't going to get any trick-or-treaters. And G kept telling me, no, don't worry, they'll be here. You know, I get such a joy out of seeing the kids that I buy good candy and I pass out a lot of candy to each kid because I want them to remember which are the good house. Don't you remember that I would walk blocks to get to a certain house because that person gave out big candy bars? And I remember that for myself, and so I am passing that on in my neighborhood. And so I have not broken into the bag because that's a downward slide for me. And I am really looking, but I just can't even believe, oh, there's a crow on the very top of that tree over there. It's like he's perched up there looking at the entire world. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so I've got my candy already. I have not opened the bag. I have a Halloween basket, cloth basket that Pocket Robin made for me several Halloweens ago that hold the candy by the front door. And but I can't believe it's already going to be the end of this week. It's like, wow, how did that time just go like that? Okay, so back to the Book of Days. I was looking at the stars, and I noticed that I have a red star, which denotes a start. And I can't find that project. I can't even envision what that project is. And I do not want to go back and look at the video so I can see what that project is. I know one of you is going to know what that project is, because maybe you started working on it, or you'll just have a better memory than me. I had a birthday this month, and I'm finding that, yes, something happens with each birthday, and so I can't remember. So I started in October a project called Starry Night. I've looked everywhere. And I cannot find it. So please help a friend out. What have I been doing? Well, we'll get to the question and answer section and all of that stuff, but what have I been doing? My designated stitch, I bet you it won't be done in October. But it could conceivably be done in the by the first week in November, I'm thinking, because I'm doing pretty good. So this was a tiny modernist. I think it was a block of the month. Not a block of the month, that's quilting. Somehow it was just, and so I now am here. So I finished this whole center section. I was working on this house here, and I got that all done. And so now I've moved down to this block here, which I was surprised at how much stitching was involved. You know, it's kind of like house stitching. It's a lot of dense stitching with a monochromatic kind of color scheme. But I know that once I get this done, and I get over to only these 3 blocks, this is going to go fast, because this went fast. So yeah, and then I get to pick a different designated stitch, which is going to be awesome. Okay, I also had been stitching on Moon Spider and Apple Cider. This was a project that I saw at the Attic in Mesa, Arizona. I just loved it. It was, they had it all done. You know, whenever you see the sample, you're just like, oh yeah. It's by Needlework Press. And now I have gotten down to doing the bottom borders. That is a partial border, and then I have the words to stitch in. But yeah, it was a Krynic for the moon. It doesn't show up real well, but it's a very cute stitch. And so I've been enjoying that. And for whatever reason, I have no idea why, it is not in a project bag. It is in the plastic bag that the chart came in. So this is how it is. Fun. Great a stitch for this time of year. Yeah, I'm going to put this back. Okay. I wanted to show you my DMC storage because I know that I didn't give a really good explanation of it, and I thought if you saw it, you'd get what I'm talking about. So I did not think of this myself. It was my friend Robin who did, and I have all of my other floss hanging on a pegboard, much like you might see in displayed somewhat like you might see at a shop, in terms of that I have the manufacturer or the name of the floss all together. So Weeks is all together, Colorworks is all together, and those flosses are hanging on a pegboard on hooks and are on rings by alphabetical order because those flosses all have a name. They feel better about themselves because they have a name. DMC is, they're just numbers. They're just numbers. So how to make DMC floss feel better? And this is how I do it. This box is a photo storage box that comes from a craft store. And inside are all these photo storage, mini photo storages. So these little boxes, there's, see, they're all like that. And so I got the stickers, the DMC number stickers from the craft store. They come in a little packet, a sheet. I guess DMC thought somebody will want them to be organized, and so I stuck them onto the front of the box. So like this is like 0 to 99, and so those number floss are all on here. It's very easy when I'm looking for a color to kind of just open this box and look for that number and see whether I have it or not. So I am liking this storage thing. And I have all the DMC in 2 of these boxes. It took 2 of them to put all the numbers together. So there you go. And they sit on a shelf in my closet. Okay, I'm glad I showed you that. I have a question for you, though. I have, whenever you go to a workshop or a retreat, people are so generous and they're gifting you items. And one of the items that is very popular are these floss drops. Like here's Jean's Hugs, with the number and the color. And then people who have one of those printer things, they'll do this whole plastic cutout thing, which is just amazing to me. But I don't know how to use them. So do you put a sticker on? Do you put a sticker on there with the number or the name of the floss? And then when you're done, do you take it back off of this, and how do you put it back? I mean, I really would like someone to explain the process of how to use these, because they are lovely and I want to use them, and it looks like it would make me look organized, which is the first step to being organized. And yeah, so if you have any information on how to use these things, I would appreciate it. Especially after the project's done, what happens to that floss? What happens to that floss? Okay, on to Jingle Ball. Let's see here. Maureen, that's right. Maureen hoped that I had gotten my Jingle Ball classes. I was a little bit nervous about time because, as you know, it seems like this fall for me and for many of you has been a cluster. Trying to get control of one's schedule and figure out what time investment you can do. And I have loved the Jingle Ball. So the Jingle Ball is a event that is an online event only, which is amazing because you don't have to get dressed up and you don't have to leave your home. It's an online event that is promoted and started by Lindy Stitches, and they have several well-known designers who are part of it, and they give classes online, Zoom classes, and they offer whatever the class is, the subject of the class. That chart is available, and a kit, you can sometimes order a kit. So it's a big deal. Everybody wants to get on, and so a lot of things fill up really fast. Although if you go on the Jingle Ball and just buy a Jingle Ball ticket, you just have to pay, I think it's like $15 or something. You have access to a lot of events, different from if you signed up for the classes during the Jingle Ball. But I find that some of the most entertaining, because I don't know about you, but I don't learn the way my brain works is I don't learn under like I was never a student that could sit in my seat. I have to learn a certain way. And so the classes for me, I've signed up for them in the past, and I mainly just sit there for entertainment, not really to learn anything. But if there's a class and the chart I like, you can go on there right now and order the PDF and print it off for yourself. I don't know how many kits are left for the classes, but a lot of times you have product at home that you can kit up. I know the class that one of the classes that I signed up for, which was Beth Twist's Countdown to Christmas. Janine at Acorns and Threads is kitting up that particular project because the linen or the fabric that you need for that is a very odd cut. And I was like, how am I going to get that? Well, it turns out Janine has our back, and she ordered a lot of fabric and had it cut in that particular configuration. So I signed up for Beth Twist's Countdown to Christmas bell pull, which is this. And I printed off the pattern at home here, so I'm all ready to go. I am going to pick up my kit next time I go to Acorns and Threads and actually start this project. Now, you don't have to have the project done before the class, although some of the classes are finishing classes, and so if you're done, you can do it step by step with the instructor, which is really awesome. But I mostly am there for the entertainment and the camaraderie. And my absolute, as I've said in the past, my absolute favorite thing about the Jingle Ball is speed dating. And they've set up this program where you put in the things you're interested in, and you're matched up, just like if you went to a speed dating event. You're matched up with someone, you get 5 minutes to talk to them, and so you're meeting people from all over the world, and they're sitting in their stitchy rooms and you're sitting in yours, and you try to concentrate on talking to the person and getting to know them, but you're also looking at everything behind them. Like, what is that? And I'll be going, how do you store your floss like that? Where did you get that? I loved it. I loved it. And then the instructors will do get to know you events. There are rooms set up which are so fun, and they're just stitchy rooms. So that means if you've ever done a Zoom, you're just sitting in your own chair stitching, but you can pick the room you want to do that in. So you might pick the room where it's all people who like Hallmark movies. And so then you go there and you're stitching, and you're with a bunch of other people who like Hallmark movies, and you're talking Hallmark movies. Yeah. So it's just a 3-day over a weekend, and we are blessed because Acorns and Threads is one of the places that pays to have that event on a big screen at the shop for a certain period of time. So I'm going to be going to the shop and hanging out. In fact, I wonder if I missed signing up for that. Oh no! Oh no, Sarah would have told me. Yeah, Sarah's is my person. She's my emergency broadcast cross-stitch person. Hopefully she would have told me ahead of time, because I am not an organized person. I am meant to have people. That's what I'm meant for. Okay, so my Jingle Ball, I did buy one kit, and I bought one kit from Janine for the bell pull, the bell pull. And then I ordered another kit directly from Lindy Stitches, which was the chicken mittens. Aren't these the cutest little ornaments? They're stuffed, and they've got fuzzy cuffs on them. I thought they would make cute little ornaments to give to my family. And so I did start one right there. And here's the thing. She tells you how to fit all of these ornaments on the piece of fabric that came. So there's 5 of them. 5 of them. The issue for me is I could not emotionally, intellectually fit 5 on this. Visually, my stomach is growling. Visually, it just drove me crazy. So I decided I'm only doing 4, and 1 I am not doing, because then I just folded the fabric into 4s. Otherwise, I would have had to do 1 in the center. I mean, it may be twitch. I don't know. You have to figure out what works for you when it comes to cross stitch. Whatever fabric works for you, whatever floss, whatever count, it's what works for you. And so there you go. That's what I did. Okay, next, let's move on. I'm looking around here at the piles. Yes. Okay. Susan is working on the Great White Christmas. Remember I showed you that chart with the Great White Christmas that had the big jaws? and she's gonna be working on that too, which is great. And she loved that I wanted to put little red on the teeth. Yeah. I can't even read my own writing. Oh, geez. N. Milady? Yeah. You have to go, I know that it's kind of a pain maybe, but really kind of look down at the comments on a video, because there's some great ideas. There are some great ideas that people have that I don't have a clue about doing. And so it's like a freebie. It's a freebie down in the comments. And there were some great organizational systems for kitting up projects. Like how do you get lost your floss? Do you end up with 10 of the same color? Well, there's an answer in there. C. Calaman asked if I had a housekeeper. No, I do not. I do not. It's kind of funny because back when I had my second child, my mother hired a housekeeper for me when I first came home from the hospital, and it lasted 2 days. I am not a housekeeper kind of person. I am so, I have many foibles, and privacy, and I know myself. I would end up helping the housekeeper clean the house. And I told my mother, I said, this was very sweet of you, but no, thank you. And we, at that time, we just had a little 2-bedroom, 1-bath farmhouse, you know, but sometimes I think it would be nice to have a housekeeper, but I'm just not, no. I do not. I do it myself. You know, G and I have, in our aging years, have ended up with these very distinctive patterns of behavior that were never discussed. We never like sat down and said, you don't do this enough, or I don't know, you should be doing this, or we never had that discussion. We just ended up in this pattern where he does a majority of the cooking because he likes to cook. And I actually think between him and our dog, they were nervous every time I was in the kitchen, and I did at 16 set fire to a kitchen. So I understand that worry. I understand that, and so I'll cook sometimes. Yeah, I'll cook. Like if we want Korean food, then I'm gonna cook that. Yeah, I'm gonna cook that. Luckily, we don't do that real often, but yeah. So he enjoys. His father was enjoyed cooking. He makes the bed. I vacuum. Anything. He's tall. I'm shorter. So anything that's below, I'm trying to save his back. So I'm trying to do things that are under his waist, and he's doing things that are above. Not that the stove is high, but you know what I'm talking about. So no housekeeper. Yeah, no housekeeper. Not that I won't someday have to do that, but no, I don't think so. Yeah. Donna asked if I iron my fabric, and I have to say, I am an ironer. When I first pick out my fabric, I iron it. I have to have it serged if I cut it. Luckily, Acorns and Threads serges fabric. If I know I'm not going to get to the shop for a few days, I will actually serge the edge of it on my sewing machine. I don't have a serger, but I will like buttonhole stitch it by machine. But I do iron until I put it into a hoop or a Q-snap or a frame, and then when I'm done, I iron it again. Yeah, and I have one of those wool ironing mats, and so it works great. And I spray, yeah, I do all that. I can't stand the wrinkles. Yes, the program, Julianne asked if the program that I'm going to be starting in 2026, which is each month to start on one of your kitted up projects. So if you're like me, you have a ton of projects that are kitted up that have floss in them and fabric in them, and if they're kitted up each month in 2026, at the beginning of each month, we're going to start one. So they get out of the kitted and maybe into the whip, maybe into the finish. We shall see. But there will be a hashtag for that. And I know some people say that the hashtags don't work. I still use them. Okay. How much is a coupon book? I don't know. But I would call Acorns and Threads, because the great thing about the coupon book is it is not expensive, and the coupons in it, if you buy one and you live out of state or out of the country, it's kept on file in their computer system. So if you call a mail order and it says 20% off of Floss, they'll have a record whether you used your coupon or not. And I think it's in April or something, it's like this 30% off or more of your whole purchase. I mean, if you pick the right chip. So if you're somewhere else and you don't get to pick a poker chip out, they do it in the shop, or someone who's walking by, they'll say, pick a chip for this person. And so it's worth every penny. It is worth every penny. Session Mom, in the comments, she did the whole thumbs up and on the how to do that. So go check that comment out. Marcia asked about the scissor that I showed last time, and I keep this is a portable stitch bag, you know, like our stitchy boxes. This was a gift from a friend. It's so lovely. So I put it in there, and they are the Scissorists, and Acorns and Threads has them. And the thing, a nice leather, this is a leather pouch it's in, and I love it because the finger holes are for fat fingers. Yeah, I should say for bigger fingers. So I have them in there. Okay. Dorothy asked, would I start something over if I started it the wrong way? I do, yeah. I am really careful though about measuring my fabric. And because I'm not one of those ones, you'll see sometimes on FlossTube, there's people that will be stitching like this big of something, but they have a piece of fabric this big. I can't do that. I need a nice, neat, serged piece that's the appropriate size for the project. It's a thing for me. And it doesn't matter how I stitch. I can either, I'm one of those people that I don't have like a favorite fabric or a favorite frame. I literally, whatever I'm using, whatever I feel like at the moment, it's what it is. So I have stuff, I have things on, I love it when I go back to a whip and it's like on 32 or 28 count. And yeah, bring it on. Or if I pick up something that's 56 count linen, yeah, okay. I'm gonna do it all. And so as it comes to frames, I use hoops, I do in hand, I do Q-snaps, I do Elon frames. Yeah, I I'm not the person that's going to be a purist. I am like, bring it on and let's try it all. And I might not be in the mood for a Q-snap. I might be in the mood to do it in hand. No one's the boss of me. And it's kind of the same way in quilting for me. So there isn't that, yeah. Okay, so I think we're about done except for, let's see. Oh, my sister absolutely loved the Women of Honor sampler. Yeah, she loved it. You know, she's a mover and shaker in her community, so I knew she would love it. I knew she would love it. So the winner chicken dinner of the Women of Honor sampler by Rebel Stitches Design. And know that there's a chart in there that you can take out names that have less meaning for you and insert names that you want to. It's all about you. And for those of you that didn't win the chart, I'm sorry, but you can go on to Rebel Stitcher and order it. The winner is Judy Hart. Congratulations. So what I need you to do, Judy, is in the drop-down box of this video will be email. And I will want you to email your mailing address. And I mail everywhere, so wherever you are, this is coming to you. Okay. It's going to be a somewhat stormy day. We were supposed to go out walking in the gardens today, but I suspect it might rain. I don't know. I might have to stitch. Oh, poor me. Yeah. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. And please, if you have a moment, subscribe, give a thumbs up, and we'll see you the next time. Love you guys.